Good morning, everybody. It's Lisa Baker here, August the 1st on a Saturday, and everybody says, whoop, whoop. So super excited. So I can't believe we're already in August. That is absolutely crazy to me. But we're going to start the month off right. I have a beautiful show and tell to show you. One of our citizens of SewEndipitous, Ms. Bonnie Sick, she popped in the shop yesterday for her sew group. And she had a show and tell, and I said, can I steal it at least for a day? And of course, Miss Bonnie said yes. So I wanted to showcase this because one, she done amazing work, but two, it was done in Steve's fabric. The collection, we showed it, it's been out, what, a month, maybe 2 months, Steve?
7 months.
Oh, 6, 7. So that shows you how I don't even know. Time flies. That's my point of August the 1st. But anyway, Wisp on the Wind, or Wisp in the Wind. Wisp in...
On the Wind.
On the Wind. I had it right the first time. Wisp on the Wind. That fabric collection has been so popular all across the U.S. Steve and I get text messages all the time of someone off somewhere else saying, look what I see. And it's either a project done in Steve's fabric or fabric in one of the local quilt shops all across the U.S. So that is always super exciting. I'm super proud of my brother. But anyway, we have some show and tell. And Steve, if I remember correctly, you love this first piece I'm going to show.
Yes.
He's like, yes. So the first piece I'm going to show, Miss Bonnie did out of a class with the York County Quilters Guild. So do not yell and ask for a pattern. I'm not sure that she even followed the pattern or if she created the design she wanted with the block. The block I'm going to show you is New York Beauty, but she created a bed runner for her big king size bed. And this has such a modern feel to a New York Beauty. Don't you think it feels modern, Steve?
Yeah, very much.
I love when we take a traditional block and we use it in a different way, and I think Miss Bonnie definitely used it in a different way. So without further ado, I'm going to show this. Like I was saying, I don't know if I finished my sentence. She took a class through the York County Quilters Guild. If you are a quilter and here in York County and surrounding, you don't have to live in York County, you can join the York County Quilters Guild. They meet the third Monday night of every month, and then they have tons of events throughout the month as well, all over York County. Steve, did you have something to say?
Good morning to Carol Romberg.
Good morning, Miss Carol. How are you this morning? Okay, here we go. This is pretty big. I don't know if I can hold it all up. So once again, sorry, Steve, it is the New York Beauty. We'll get a close-up of it in a minute, but this is a bed runner that she made for her king-size bed. Steve, you can come in closer now if you want. As soon as this fabric collection came out, she said these colors is what she has been waiting on. It matched her bedroom perfect. And so super excited. I think she done an amazing job. Like I said, the New York Beauty block, it has such a modern feel because there was a lot of white space. She was telling me that she intentionally chose a darker thread so it would show up the quilting and give, you know, just a little bit of pizzazz, that's a new word, in the open spaces. But I absolutely love this. On the back, she used a, if I remember correctly, this is a Tim Holtz print we had in the shop of like ticket stubs and stuff. But the color worked so perfect. And once again, this was called Wisp on the Wind. This is one of Steve's collections. We do have still a little bit in the shop, not much. I want to say some of these focus prints is already gone. Steve's sitting here giving me the yes, that is gone. But even if you can find some of the assisted pieces here in the shop and then maybe go online or check with another local quilt shop to get those focus prints, if these are your colors, absolutely amazing. Now, Steve, she didn't stop there.
No, she didn't. But before you go to the next one, Kristen Harvey.
Good morning, Kristen.
She says, my mom, Chris Harvey, says hi.
Aww.
She worked with you at South Park.
Yes, she did. I love me some Chris. I love me some Chris. When I done a contract stint over at Charlotte Ear, Eye, Nose, and Throat in their surgical suite. Yes, Miss Chris was amazing. She was like the mom to all of us nurses. It was a great time. I love Miss Chris. You give her a big hug for me. Oh, that was just so sweet. I love it. Okay, ready for the second
Yep.
piece, Steve? Okay, once again, do not ask me for the pattern. This was not a pattern in the shop. I did ask Bonnie the name of the pattern, and she could not remember.
She actually texted it to me.
Oh, did she text you afterwards?
I don't have my phone out here.
I'm sure she'll put it in the comments, or Steve will put it in the comments if you guys are interested.
I think it was a free pattern, though. I think I remember
Oh,
telling you
okay,
that.
even better. We love
Yeah.
a good free pattern.
Good morning, Julie Troutman.
Good morning, Miss Julie. How are you? This is a table runner. I did not get to ask her if she's also using this in the bedroom, but because it's done with the same fabric, I can definitely see this table runner being like on the dresser or something. But absolutely, whoops, I've got the dropsies this morning. It's absolutely gorgeous. Great use of fabric. You know, we're constantly talking light, medium, and dark. And I think that she did an amazing job with laying out her fabric just perfect to get all the accent pop that she needed.
I think she said this was left over from a layer cake. I believe she said she don't normally do layer cakes or pre-cuts, and I think these were leftovers. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that's what she said.
Well,
if not, I
whatever
just
she-
made it up.
I was
So.
gonna say, whatever she used is absolutely, it's amazing. What I will say about this, let me go back. So on this one, it was quilted by the Wandering Thread, Laura Phillips, if I remember correctly. Steve's shaking his head yes. I'm glad somebody's here to fact check me. You know, I feel like I'm on the debate. It's always that ticker at the bottom, fact check. I would probably get dinged a lot. This one here, Miss Bonnie actually quilted herself on her Husqvarna Viking Epic 3 in the hoop. She has been loving her new machine for the past, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months. But I love quilting my smaller pieces in the hoop. It just makes it so easy. Bam, you're done, and then you can go ahead and throw your binding on. So absolutely beautiful. Steve, anything before I go on to the next thing?
Yes. Scott Flanagan says, "Happy Saturday, my friends."
Good morning. Happy
And-
Saturday.
And Libby McLeod,
I know, yes, Miss
Libby.
Libby.
I'm gonna stop doing last names. And Libby says, "Good morning."
Good morning, Miss Libby. I hope you're well. Scott's just popped on. That just instantly reminded me. So Scott has, you know, he was here last month. Oh God, no, time
No.
is going fast. It was May, right?
Yes.
He was here in May. He did another in-shop retreat. He typically is here every 2 years. He is from Nebraska. He travels all over. You guys know his fabric. You know his books, his patterns. You love them. Fourth and Main Designs. He has a new book coming out in the fall. We are so excited about that, and the anticipation is amazing. I got some sneak peeks to it. Absolutely obsessed. Cannot wait. So guys, keep your eyes out for that. But
All
good
right,
morning,
so,
Scott.
and good morning, Lori Baker and Libby. Thank you. I don't know how many times you've corrected me on this. McLeod,
McLeod.
Libby McLeod. It's if I feel like
It
it, needs
doesn't look
another
like
C in there.
McLeod.
Yes.
Yes.
One day, Libby. One day.
And good morning, Miss Lori Baker. Glad you're tuning in with us this morning. Those of you that are just tuning in, this was the fabric called Wisp on the Wind. It was one of Steve's fabric. These works of art is by Bonnie Sick. She quilted this on her Husqvarna Viking 3. And this one is a New York Beauty, also done by Miss Bonnie Sick. It is a bed runner, and it was quilted by the Wandering Thread by Laura Phillips. So, Steve, I would love to show them something else that you've been working on. Are we ready to roll with that?
Hold on. Let me scroll back up just a second. Margaret Chappelle says, "Good morning."
Good morning, Miss Margaret.
Libby said, "Like the hospital, McLeod."
Yes.
I wish I could say that was going to help me, Libby. And Relyn Parrish says, "Good morning."
Good morning, Miss Reland. Good morning. Okay, so I'm going to have Steve walk over a little bit closer. You know, Steve worked so hard behind the scenes. I feel like there's so much that happens and goes on here at SewEndipitous that we don't even know. Even though I'm the owner of SewEndipitous, there's so much I don't even know. It'll be weeks, months later, and I'll be over looking at something, and I'll be like, oh, and Steve's like, oh, that's been there. I was waiting to see how long it took you to find it. And I'm like, you got to point these things out to me because I stay so busy. But one of his latest, it is the latest addition to the website,
Yes.
right? Okay, I'm going to bring it up, and I'm actually going to let him talk to you about it. But if you can see the screen a little bit more closer, when you go to SewEndipitous.com, now, of course, we're on a tablet here. If you're on your desktop, it is going to look a little bit different. If you're on your phone, it is going to look a little bit different. But the main important thing, if you were on your desktop, you're going to already see all the bars up top. If you're on a mobile device, you're going to hit these 3 little lines right here, and it's going to pull up all of these links. There's so much on here. The latest that Steve has added is this very one at the bottom. Once again, it's on the mobile device. If it was on your laptop or desktop, it would be at the top. So it is called Art Exhibits. I'm going to go ahead and tap that. And Steve, I'm going to scroll and let you talk a little bit. What is SewEndipitous Art Exhibits?
You know how much I hate being put on the spot without any preparation whatsoever.
But you do so good.
Jeez. All right, so for art exhibits, one of my goals for the last year, and I'm really starting to push this, is helping quilters and sewists see themselves as the true artists that they are. So many people shrug it off as, oh, I'm not an artist, because they don't have anything hanging in a museum.
Or they think paint as an artist.
Yes, and this is textile art, and you guys are artists, and I want to start recognizing this as artistic endeavors. And so I created the SewEndipitous Art Exhibit, and it's featuring our community of artists. And now, so a lot of, and like I said, it does take a while to build each one of these. So,
it's not an instant post.
Yes, and it's not a competition. It's nothing like that. But
the celebration of.
Yes, so we have a lot of people that bring in and do show and tells, and then we got Diane and other folks that are doing shop samples that are truly works of art. So
yes.
I want to feature them that way. So with the SewEndipitous Art Exhibits, once you go to the page, you can scroll down and you can start seeing. Now, there's only maybe 6 or 7 on there. I haven't even posted
just started.
this. Yeah, I haven't even posted these on social media yet. But Bonnie's was the last one that came in, so she's on the top. So, Lisa, if you will click on the Bonnie's New York Beauty exhibit.
Yes, and the reason I was bringing this in today, because I did catch Steve off guard, is because we physically showed her pieces this morning, and that was just a good tie-in over. So where am I clicking? Just on it?
Click on the image.
Okay, nice.
And now you can scroll down and you will see the exhibit. So
there's Miss Bonnie.
Bonnie with her work of art. And then you come down to the curator's notes, and this is a write-up on each piece.
Oh, you got all the information.
Everybody that's in, every artist that is involved in the making of these, I have listed on here.
Guys, just so you know, I haven't seen this yet, so this is new to me also. This is amazing, Steve.
All right, so if you keep scrolling down, now here are the exhibit credits. So here's the pattern. She didn't know the name of the pattern, but it was acquired through a class called New York Beauty. The fabric just happens to be mine. I swear I did
We're
not
going to show another
this.
one, yeah.
It was by me through QT Fabric. Bonnie is the one who pieced this, and it was quilted by Laura Phillips of the Wandering Thread. And you come on down, and then you start to see different pictures that...
I love different angles, so
yes.
you can really dig into the piece.
So this is kind of the gallery showing different pieces of this work of art. Yes, you can click on any of the images, and it will blow them up full screen on whatever device that you're using, so you can get a really close-up look of the piece. And then if it's things that we do have in the shop, or I can point you in the right direction to find any of the things. So on this one, since we didn't know the patterns, I couldn't point you to that.
Let's go find another one then. Yeah. I absolutely love this. Steve, you've done an amazing job. And, you know, this smile, this is what we see. See, I'm going to get emotional. This is what we see every day in SewEndipitous. And that is what makes SewEndipitous amazing, is the smiles on each of y'all's face. Whether you're walking in the door for the very first time. Maybe you don't know anything about sewing or quilting, but you know you want to get started. The smile of excitement and the nerves is just absolutely amazing. If you're coming in to select your fabric, thread, whatever for a upcoming project, or if you've walked in during stages of your project and now you need a border, you need backing, you're still smiling. And then when you come in for show and tell, the smile tells it all, does it not, Steve?
Yes, and I didn't even get to tell Bonnie yesterday, and this is what happens so frequently. So I will take the pieces and take them to some spot in the shop where I can take some better photos. And every time I'm taking photos, if there's people around, they start gathering. Oh, that is so beautiful.
Quilters love a good show and tell.
Yes, they do. And so when I had Bonnie's, that one right there in particular, laying out on the table taking photos, everybody was just like, oh, that is so beautiful. Oh, that is so beautiful. So I wish they could hear how other people talk about their work.
Yes.
And so I'm hoping this will help.
Because as quilters, when you guys do walk in with your show and tell, this is what happens. This is no lie. And I know you know if you're guilty of this, because 95% of you guys are guilty of this. I'm guilty of this. You'll walk up to the cut table and you'll be like, I got show and tell. And you'll pull it out of your bag and you lay it out. And as everybody that is standing around is doing and on, like Steve says,
they start pointing out.
They're like, well,
oh, there's a mistake here.
This,
yeah.
And we're like, stop telling people that.
We don't care.
No, because that makes us know that we're human as well. If everybody was perfect and I'm the only one making mistakes, then that's going to put me in a bad frame of mind. So we love it. So once you have looked at whichever art exhibit you want, you can scroll back up to the top and you'll see, no matter what device you're on, it'll say, and Steve, can they see it, or do you want to zoom in a little bit closer? It'll say Home Art Exhibits, and those will be in light gray, and then you see Bonnie's New York Beauty, and that's in dark black because that's the one you're on. So to get to the next one, you can just go back and hit Art Exhibits, and it brings you back up, and then you can just go down the list, or if there's something in particular you've seen in the shop and you want to see more, you can. So here is Stacy Bumgardner. It says Featured Exhibit, A Maker's Quilt of Awakening. And then once again, you slide in and look at that smile. Can I just say, look at that smile. It is priceless. This beats working at DMV every day. I say it all the time. So once again, Steve was talking about the curator's notes. You'll see exhibit credits. This one was made by, or pieced by Stacy and quilted by Stacy on her Handy Quilter Moxie XL. And then, of course, as Steve says, you have those bigger pictures. You can tap on one and bring up the larger image. So this is a tool, though it is just starting in the making. You have a lot there, and there'll be more to come. Like Steve says, this does take more than a hot minute to create.
Yeah, so I've wanted to get several on there before I launched it, so I didn't know we were talking about it today, but I'm glad we have a few on there to get it going.
He did not know. He did not know. Here's one called Supernova 16. This is from one of our citizens that don't live close by, but he and Sandy always make time to come in. So this is Mr. Tom. But once again, the curator notes. And then down here, as Steve was saying, it will tell you who designed the fabric. And I will tell you that's Free Spirit. It was pieced and quilted by Tom, and this one is called Supernova 16. Absolutely love it. Look at that ombre backing. That is one of ours from Wishflower, if I remember. That's so yummy. But let's go back. Look at the smile. Look at the smile. Absolutely, absolutely love it. Now, I referred to clicking here back on art exhibits, but don't forget, guys, you always have that arrow back up in your tab for your browser, whatever browser you're on. And then you can get to the next one. Now, this one is one that Diane done, and she is hidden in this picture, but we know Diane is always smiling. Here it shows that Lisa Warren, done the quilting, but like Steve says, all the information's there. If you want to make the same quilt, or if you love the fabric, you'll know which fabric it is, so you too can get inspired.
Yeah, so here we knew what the collection was and where the pattern came from. So all that's at the bottom, if I have it.
He says, if and. Guys, there's so much on the website. I mean, you've seen this long list. I don't think it's no surprise of the free puzzles that is on there that Steve always does. But he has a million links, but he's done that so you can get to things in like 50 different places. You don't have to go searching. Anything else, Steve, that we should say or highlight about the website?
There's so many things, but it would take too long. So let's just do the one today.
Okay, I think you guys are probably liking this. If you do, definitely put a comment. Show us more on how to use the SewEndipitous website. If you ever see anything on there that we do post on any of our social media or on our website of a show and tell you guys have done, if we've got your name spelled wrong, anything incorrect, it does not offend us, does it, Steve?
Absolutely no. I don't care if you find a broken link, if you find anything misspelled anywhere on the website, a picture that should not be there, please, just
or we've
let
linked
us
to the
know.
wrong product.
Yeah.
Anything. It takes a village around here, and Steve is burning those fingers on that keyboard, mass producing as much as he can, as one human can do. So, like I said, we are human. It's very easy to make mistakes, but we are not those people that don't want to hear about them. We want to hear about them because we do want to rectify those.
All right, so we got a bunch of comments, I think.
Good.
Okay, so Kelly Martinique says, love the art exhibit.
Yes, good, Miss Kelly.
Scott Flanagan says, this is fantastic. Great idea, Steve. We got a good morning from Miss Lori Kennedy.
Good morning, Miss Laura.
Nancy Lugo says, hola.
Hola, Miss Nancy.
All right, so let's see. Margaret Chappelle, she says, only God is perfect. I always have some small or sometimes a large imperfection in my works.
Me too, Miss Margaret.
Yes.
I trust. I try to catch them before they get quilted, and I've been successful most of my quilting career until here about a couple months ago, and I totally botched on this pillow, but it is my little imperfect butterfly, and I'm all good with it.
Yeah, if anybody, and I haven't told anybody this, but if you like Where's Waldo, in my latest fabric collection, if you look, there are 2 mistakes of 2 different pieces. I don't think I've had mistakes in any of my previous fabric collections.
I think we might have talked about one of those.
I found 2, and I'm like, oh crap. So yes.
Which collection is that?
That would
He goes,
be
I'm not
the
telling you.
Renewal of
New
Hope collection. Yeah.
Okay, everybody come in and I spy on Renewal of Hope.
Yes. I might start doing that from now on, just on purpose. I love that. The Amish.
They called, well, the Amish does on purpose, but when you intentionally put something wrong, a lot of people call it the Easter egg. So you're always going to look for the Easter egg.
So these were unplanned. Something laid some eggs that were not intended. But anyway, so Laura Kennedy said, love, love, love. Let me make sure that was the last. Hold on. Guys, I've got one little line of comments that I can see
on
in
this
new
platform.
format.
We
so
are sorry.
Hold one second. And when I touch it, sometimes it goes all the way back to the top. All right, Lori Kennedy says, love, love, love. Jean Bolton says, what a fantastic ideal. And I'm so glad she's here. Bonnie's sick.
Oh, Bonnie's sick is on.
She said, this is a great ideal, Steve. Bonnie, I did not know you were going to be featured on video this morning.
He did not know any of this.
Yeah.
But Bonnie, if you don't care, in the comment, put the name of this pattern. Steve said you did text it to him, but like he said, he did not know we were going to be on video with this morning. So if you could put the comment of the name of this pattern or the link if it's a free pattern, everybody would be very thankful.
Carol Romberg said, I wish I'd lived closer.
I wish you did too, Miss Carol.
Hold on. I have flipped the camera around, guys. Hold on one second.
Am I upside down?
I am glad my hand is covering. Oh, good Lord, guys.
I would say we may have to end it here.
Here
but
we go.
probably can't find the
No.